Hey, welcome back. So this is our final video for understanding curves, and this video we will be going over the exercise manifold. So go ahead and start by creating a copy of this document. Now for step 2, we are going to be using the 3D fit spline feature to connect the face of this sketch right here to the face of this sketch via these 3 vertexes. We'll be doing the same for these other 3 items over here. So let's go ahead and try it out. So let's go to this drop-down menu. If it's helix selected, you might want to go down to 3D fit spline. In this case, we're selecting our vertices. So this point, our second point, and our third point here. So in this situation, we do want to select our faces for our starting and ending directions. So for our start direction, we're selecting this face. And make sure it says face and not the edge, or not this face over here. So now for end direction, we're selecting this face down here. And that's it. For start magnitude, we're going to put a value of 2. Notice we get a little curvature. And then we're going to flip this side because at the moment the path is taking this to the bottom of the face of this sketch. So now we're at the top. And we go ahead and hit the check mark and we are good to go. So we're doing the same thing for these other items. All right, so back to 3D fit spline. This vertex, and then the center. Notice the name change, but that's okay for now. Let's change our magnitude. Our start direction is this face here. Our end direction, this face down here. And let's also flip this. Now for our third piece, let's go ahead and select 3D fit spline. Select this vertices, second vertices, and the final vertices or vertex. So start direction, let's select this piece. We're going to give it a magnitude of 2. And our end direction is this face. And notice we also want to go towards the bottom, but let's go ahead and flip that because we're not. And we have the check mark. Now for our final one, let's go ahead and click on our vertices. And now we select our start direction, our end direction, and our magnitude is selected as well. But we also need to flip this. And there we go. So all of our paths are fairly aligned. For step 6, we're using the sweep feature to create this tubing that will connect the face of this sketch up here to the face of this bottom sketch down here. So let's go ahead and try this out. So I'm clicking on sweep. I want to add, and then for the faces, I'm selecting this face here, and then I want this other edge right here. This might be a little bit annoying to select. All right, so I got to select it, so make sure you select this face right here, and then the edge, the trim of this piece right here. Make sure you're not selecting this entire gigantic face. Don't do that. All right, so now for the sweep path, we're clicking on this right here, and notice our exhaust is being created. So we're going to go ahead and repeat this for these other items down here. We're going. Then also the merge scope should say manifold. As shown here, the manifold is selected, so we only have one part being created. This is what we want. That's our piece right there. So there's our second one. Our third feature. Add. We'll select our faces. There it is. This one was much easier to do. And there we're good. And then our final sweep. Let's go ahead and select this face, but remember we're adding. And we want this outer edge over here. There we go. And here's our sweep path. Merge scope, we do want to merge this with the manifold. And overall, this is finally completed. So let's move on to our next step. For step 8, now we're going to use the sweep feature to open up all of these passages here. So let's go ahead and try that out. So let's rotate our faces to the backside. And I'll angle it a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and sweep. Click on this face here. We're going to use remove. The sweep path will be this dot right here. Notice we have our curvature defined. And it's with our manifold. So that is pretty much it. And we hit the check mark. Let's repeat that for all of these other items. Once again, we're removing. There's our path. It's good to go. Do it again. Hit that check mark. We sweep one last time. And we select our sweep path. And we're good to go. So now our pipes are hollowed out. All right, so now for step 10, we are just going to extrude this item down here, this bottom face. So let's go ahead and get that done. So let's click on extrude and we'll select this face down here. So we're adding and we want to add 0.25 inches. And we're good. Now for this following step, we are going to add a fillet or use a fillet feature to go ahead and smoothen out and round out these edges down here. So let's go ahead and click on fillet. Let's click on this corner and this corner here, or edges. And we're missing two pieces, one here and another there. All right, so now at this point, what we want to do, oh, it looks like we have a little error. We want this to have a size of 0.1. And that's pretty much it. We're good with that one, so let's hit that check mark. So for step 12, we're going to use a fillet feature to round out these edges here. And this will have a radius of 0.25 inches. There it is. Let's go back and check that out. So before and after. So this is looking good. So now for step 13, you are just clicking on the tubing. And at this point, you will be checking the mask properties and using that for the self-check. Anyways, thanks for watching and see ya.